4 signs that it's time to walk away. Number 1. When you've already shown signs of love and that person ignored them. Sometimes you don't need to insist so much because often just a little is enough to understand things. When you love someone at first, that person may not know, but when you get closer to them and do things you would never do for anyone else, it may also be that you've sometimes shown your interest somewhat indirectly, and that person simply ignored it, acting as if they hadn't heard anything and as if nothing had happened. This is a very clear sign that this person probably has no interest in you. No matter how much they may have given you the impression at times that they were interested in you based on their behavior, that doesn't necessarily mean anything, and you may discover this at some point. If someone ignored your feelings, it may be time to say goodbye, to walk away with dignity, because if you insist any further, you might end up losing your self-respect. You might think that being clearer and repeating yourself will yield a different result. But no, that's not how it works. Never insist again, because if someone ignores your intentions when you try to express them, acting as if nothing happened, that is a bad sign. Number 2. If someone tells you they'll think about it, it could be the moment when you want to show your love and intentions to that person. They might not give you a yes or a no. They might say they'll think about it, but that doesn't mean anything. Never expect anything from someone who tells you they are going to think about it. But what do they need to think about? Does a person love you or not? There's no middle ground. The answer should be yes or no. If when you express your love to someone they say they'll think about it, it's already time to walk away. What wasn't meant to be won't be, neither today nor tomorrow. It's better to see it this way than to wait for a response from someone who wants nothing. Don't lose your dignity and don't let someone play with your feelings and hopes, because by telling you they'll think about it, they made you have a glimmer of hope. A hope that doesn't exist, because someone who loves you will say yes the moment you show them you care. When there's love, there's no need to think anything through. If someone tells you they'll think about it, it's a prolonged no. Number 3. When they don't respond. There's something that can't be ignored, and that's the lack of interest. If you find yourself checking your phone constantly to see if that person has replied and you see they haven't. And the worst part is that just moments ago, they were online but simply decided not to respond to you. Maybe they respond sometimes, but it's just now and then. After that, everything remains the same. If this happens to you, it can be very frustrating, but the reality is that this person isn't interested in you. They don't respond due to a lack of time. If they don't respond, it's due to a lack of interest. Maybe you're just another name on their list. You're not their priority. I know this is very hard to accept. But when someone treats you this way, it's because they don't love you and are not interested in you. The best thing to do is to walk away with dignity. Stop reaching out to that person. Stop checking your phone to see when they'll respond. Just stop insisting. And you'll see you don't exist to that person. Stop insisting. Nothing will happen. What wasn't yours should be let go. Number 4. If that person has rejected you once. If someone has told you no, what you should do is walk away. Because there's no other way. You have no other option. It's hard, yes, but there's no possibility that things will change. If you try harder, the result will be the same. If that person has already told you no, the best thing is not to continue. They say, and it's true, that some battles are won by not fighting them. A timely retreat is a victory. Being rejected by someone is not shameful. What is shameful is begging. Or as the saying goes, sometimes you already have the no. Now go for the humiliation. Which means that insisting again is humiliating yourself once more. Let go of what doesn't belong to you. In life, there is a very real truth. You can't hold anyone by your side. You can't beg someone to stay with you when what they want most is to leave. And if they want to leave, sooner or later they will, and there's nothing you can do to stop it. Love can't be forced, and you can't implore someone not to leave your side. In the end, each person chooses their path. Each person decides where they want to go. And I know that one day that person promised they would always be by your side. But sometimes people say and make promises, and over time those people change and their interests change. Therefore, if staying away from you is what they want today, they will do it without a second thought, without thinking of you and how much it might hurt you. They will simply leave, and you won't be able to do anything to stop it. You can only cling to that person, but that will only destroy you further. Because letting go hurts, but holding on to someone who no longer loves you hurts much more. That's why letting go, even though it hurts, is the healthiest thing you can do, because you must accept things as they are. You must accept that what once started has already ended. What once made you happy is now just a memory that causes you pain. Facing a disappointment like this is not easy at all, but sometimes these things happen in life. Sometimes you realize that what you once believed wasn't real. Because let me tell you something, it may disappoint you even more, but don't regret losing someone who didn't love you. Never think that you lost a love or that your relationship fell apart because of a lack of communication or a lack of attention. True love doesn't end, it doesn't fade away. If someone simply walked away from your life one day, it means it was never true love, and that their words and promises were never real. That's why you should never regret losing someone due to the end of a relationship. Maybe you don't understand it now, but it was the best thing that could have happened to you. It was better to know the truth than to continue living under a lie. So don't cry because the truth entered your life. Don't lament having lost that person, because you truly haven't lost anything. You only lost something that wasn't real. If someone wants to leave your life, just let them go. Don't plead or beg, because remember, you didn't lose anything. In life, you can only lose what never belonged to you. And if something or someone left, it means they were never yours. However, while the truth can liberate, it also carries the weight of what could have been. The idea that not all loves are destined to last is fundamental to understanding the nature of human relationships. Every romantic encounter, every connection we establish, comes with a purpose and a lesson. Often, we fall into the trap of believing that true love must be eternal, that it should culminate in a permanent commitment, in a shared life. However, there are loves that are fleeting yet intense. Brief moments that enrich our lives in ways we often cannot fully appreciate until after they have gone. These temporary loves can be a gift, brought to our path to remind us of the beauty of life and the infinite capacity of our hearts to feel. They are like shooting stars. They shine brightly in the sky of our being, illuminating our existence, but at the same time, disappearing in an instant, leaving us with an indelible memory and a flash of happiness. They are not meant to be a happy ending in the traditional sense, but rather a radiant parenthesis in our personal book, a chapter filled with experiences, emotions, and lessons. Each fleeting lover offers us important lessons about ourselves, about vulnerability, about what we seek and desire in a partner. With them, we often experience the spark of an authentic connection, a bond that, although brief, has the power to change our perspective on love and life. They teach us that love is not always measured by duration but by the depth of the moments shared. The intensity of a gaze, the softness of a caress, or the sweetness of words can leave an indelible mark on our hearts, transforming us forever. The idea that love can be a sweet secret alludes to that intimacy and connection that, although it may be destined to end, reminds us that we are alive. In a world often saturated with routines and responsibilities, these loves come to break the monotony, to revive our essence and rekindle our emotions. They allow us to gain a new sparkle in our gaze, a new momentum in our stride, and the strength necessary to move forward with our hearts a little lighter. Recognizing the beauty of these fleeting loves empowers us. It teaches us to value the present, to appreciate every moment, and to understand that, although they may not last a lifetime, they hold an important place in our journey. These encounters may be brief, but their echo will resonate within us, reminding us that there is always space in our being for more love, more connection, and more transformative experiences. Thus, as we continue on the path of life, we carry with us the echoes of those loves as witnesses that we are indeed still alive, and that love, in its many forms, remains the most powerful force we can experience. The truth is that it is time to let go, which can free us, although it also brings the weight of what could have been.